Hello, I'm Nancy with Midlife Fitness, and I'm here to aid you in the recovery aspect of this journey. To tell you a little bit about myself, I am a massage therapist by profession. I've been doing massage for nearly 11 years now. I started in a physical therapy office and learned a ton there. Moved from there into a studio where we had anywhere between 22 and 30 therapists at any given point. I worked into a position where I was teaching workshops for that company, and then I also moved into a position where I became a lead therapist. So through teaching and working with so many therapists, had the opportunity to learn even more, and I've gone out and leased a space and started my own business, and so I'm working for myself now. So that's a little bit about myself and my journey with my career. And so the way that I would like to use that knowledge to help you guys is to give you some tips and tricks and different things that you can do to help alleviate the stiffness, soreness, and even sometimes downright pain that is associated with this journey. At any given point during the journey, you may run into a time where it hurts. Frankly, it hurts. This might happen at the very beginning, quite likely, but it can happen at any point. You can get a really long way into this journey and then hit a roadblock where you're in pain. And so it's really just important that you don't let that discourage you. Know that that is part of the process. You want to listen to your body, honor your body, and respect your body, and know if you're feeling some sharp pain in a joint, something like that, that's not something you want to continue with. You want to address that. It's important not to injure yourself or make an injury that you may have incurred worse. But it's also important not to let that injury discourage you from continuing on the path. Wash, rinse, and repeat, right? So I want to help you to find ways to alleviate that so that you feel like you're ready to go and ready to continue on meeting your goals. So a good thing to start with, because a lot of times the feet are something that people notice, especially in the very beginning of the journey. Even with a short walk, sometimes the feet just hurt, and that's very discouraging for a lot of people. People will tell me, I don't know if I can do this because all I did was go on a 10-minute walk and I'm in so much pain. I'm just not sure that this is the right choice for me or avenue for me or something that I'm going to be able to do. But through self-care and through various different techniques of alleviating that pain, through body work and through self-care at home, people are able to work through a lot of things. And it's important to know that that 10-minute walk and your feet hurting that way do not have to stop you from continuing on your journey. Something you can do to help alleviate that is take a tennis ball and either in a seated position in a chair, if you want a little bit lighter pressure at first, roll your feet on that tennis ball, rolling lengthwise from heel towards the toes, back to the heel again. Do that in some rows from the outer portion of the foot, and then slowly work your way in more towards the medial arch, that inner side of the foot, and then working crosswise across the foot, back and forth from the middle to the outside, and back and forth and back and forth, all the way from the heel to the toe and back again in that direction. That can be really helpful. You want to feel around for spots that are more tender than others. If you find a tender spot, hold it there for a moment. Take some deep breaths and let that just release. You can, as you exhale, if you're feeling like you'd like to, you can add even just a little bit more pressure in that spot and hold it. It's important as you work deeper into the tissue to move a little bit slower than if you're a little bit more light pressure. Light pressure you can get away with moving a little quicker. but really go at your own pace. Listen to your body. You don't have to be putting yourself through extreme pain other than, how do I word this? A good hurt. It's gonna hurt because the foot already hurts, but it shouldn't be something excruciating to work through. So slowly work into it. If you notice that the tennis ball is too much, your foot is hurting enough that even just rubbing the tennis ball on it is painful, you may want to actually go for a frozen bottle of water. And I'm just talking about your average disposable bottle of water, the pretty standard run-of-the-mill shaped bottle. Put that in the freezer, let it get frozen, and then roll your foot back and forth on that from heel to toe, just back and forth. And again, same thing goes when it comes to, as you work a little bit more firm with that, you'll want to slow a little bit the pace at which you're moving. But you don't want to hold the ice in just one spot for a really long time, like you might with the tennis ball. You want to keep that moving. It's good to keep ice moving so you're not causing any tissue damage with, say, frostbite or something. That would be bad. So definitely avoid just holding it in one spot directly in contact with your skin, but know that there's also some stages through this process with the ice. It's going to, obviously it'll be cold first, which is not everybody's favorite thing in the world, but worth it, I promise. Make it through the cold, then it'll start to kind of burn, ache, it might even hurt more, and that's where a lot of people stop. They're like, no, this hurts, I don't want to do this. If you can get through that point where it's doing that burning and hurting portion though, you'll get into a portion where it starts to go numb, and that's going to help alleviate the pain, allow you to continue, because you're rolling that frozen bottle, kind of like the tennis ball, you are working the tissue, massaging it. It's an ice massage essentially. And you're addressing the inflammation that's adding to the pain. So with those things, you should be able to work through a lot of the pain you're experiencing, maybe doing that before bed at night, maybe doing it when you wake up in the morning, both, right before a walk, right after a walk. All 4 of those times, really just as often as you're feeling like you're needing it to feel better. You want to give yourself a bit of a rest between times icing it, but like maybe even 20 minutes or so of resting from icing if you're trying to really ice it a lot. But do keep going. You can do this, and it is hard at times. It definitely is hard at times, but so worth it. So remember, wash, rinse, and repeat. Again, I'm Nancy with Midlife Fitness, and hope you have a wonderful day and continue on your journey.